Hello, Nancy here, and today I want to teach you how to do mirrored increases. You know how to do mirrored decreases, but there's also mirrored increases. And how and why you would use them completely depends on what you're making. A common thing that you would use them for is shaping. When you're making a sweater, whether it's the sleeve or if it's a shaped sweater in the waistline, a pattern will tell you, do ribbing for so many rows, and then X amount of rows, begin increasing every fourth row, and making a mirrored. They don't say mirrored, but they usually will say increase at the beginning and end of the row. There's a couple ways of doing them. These are considered invisible. I don't know if anything's completely invisible, but they're pretty darn close. So I'm going to show you both ways of doing the same kind of an increase, and then you decide which one works best for you. Before we start, I want to point out that, like changing yarn, decreases, or whatever the case may be, stay away from that edge stitch, because obviously you don't want anything interfering with your seam. Also, the selvage stitch is never quite as nice as your other stitches, and it seems if things are too close to it, it just gets a sloppy effect and it doesn't look as good as it could. So, but the first one I'm going to show you is a make one right, okay? And that's this increase right here. You can see this little guy on the side here. It does make a bit of a hole, and you have to be a little careful about that, that you don't pull your yarn too tight, because it does have a tendency of doing that. The make to it is, of course, make one left. Or did I say left? This one was the right, this one was the left. One thing in your pattern, it will say is M1L or M1R. That's what make ones are. If you see it and think it's something differently, it's not. And down the road I'll get into that, especially when you're working with thumb gussets and such. It can be very confusing. But for now, these are what the make ones are. So we're going to start with our make one to the right. So I'm going to knit one stitch, okay? Alright, and I'm going to go in just another, just because, okay? Now, this right here is called running thread. It is the thread that keeps these two stitches together. It's the thread from the previous row. It's this thread from the previous row, your working yarn from that row. And we're going to make a stitch out of this. Now, what makes this work and lean in the direction we want is how we put this running thread on this needle, on the left needle. For a right lean, you are going to want the left needle to go under the bar of yarn, the running thread, from the back to the front. See that? I'm going to do that again. From the back to the front, okay? And then I am going to knit that. As awkward as that seems, I'm going to do it. And it is awkward, and there is kind of a word of this kind of increase. If it's difficult to do, you're doing it right. If it's easy, you're probably doing it wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit this in the normal fashion. Now you see it's going in very easily. It doesn't always do that, particularly if you're working with cotton. So what you can do, if that's the case, is put your needle in like you're going to purl it and give it a pull, so that you're adding a little looseness to it, allowing you to get in and make your stitch. So now I'm going to go in like a normal knit stitch. I'm going to wrap my yarn, normal knit stitch, and I'm going to plop it off my needle. Now do you see this funny little thing here on the side? That's your new stitch. The nice part is when I knit the next one, it disappears. Okay? So down we go, and I am going to do it again. Here's your running thread. You would not do this in the middle of the row, so keep that in mind. I'm doing this just for example. Running thread. And this is going to go, the left needle is going to go from the back to the front. Okay? If it's a little tight, give it a little tug, then come around, knit it wrap your yarn, bring it through, make sure you get enough yarn so it's not pulling. You don't want this to be tight. Off the needle, knit the next. And it really does, even though right now you see that little bump, it does get lost in your knitting. And of course this is bulky yarn, and you're going to see a lot more things in bulky yarn than you would in fine yarn. So down we're going to go and we're going to make its mate. Okay, again, we would go down 2 to 3 stitches to the end and make our matching increase on that side, but for the sake of being able to show it to you more than once, I'm going to do one right here. Okay, to have your increase lean to the left hand needle is going to go under the running thread from the front to the back. Okay, do that again. From the front to the back. This is M1 left. But this one I'm going to knit through the back. Okay, just like this. Okay, then I'm going to wrap it, bring it through, off. Okay, see how it goes off to the left? Okay, we're going to go a couple more here. All right, so we're going to go under. I do that, or you can pull it up, whatever you prefer. Sometimes I do this, and I plop it on that way. Whatever you want to do is just fine, whatever works. From the front to the back, okay? Now, if this is tight, just like I said with cotton or whatnot, this is what I will do to loosen it up. I will roll it over the top. See how I'm doing that? And that'll loosen it up. So you need to knit it through the back, but to loosen it up, I will do that. Bring your yarn around, bring it through, and finish your row. Okay. And there are your make one left, make one right.